Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to call to order the closed session meeting for Monday, March 2nd at 5:30 p.m. Mr. Domer, roll call, please.
Present.
Present. The City Council will meet in closed session for the following. City Attorney Hall Barlow, please read the closed session items for the record and let us know if there will be any report out afterwards. Good evening.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. We have conference with labor negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6. Negotiators, city manager, assistant city manager, and city attorney. Employee organizations, Laverne City Employees Association, Laverne Fire Middle Management Association, Laverne Police Middle Management Association, and all unrepresented employees. In addition, we are asking that you vote to add an item to the agenda on anticipated litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956, 54956.9, paren D, close paren 2.
So duly noted.
We would need a motion.
We have a motion to add litigation number 5495-9.
So
Forget
moved.
the other stuff. Do I have a second?
Second.
Vote, please.
That item was approved 4-0 with Cash Laguita being absent, an excused absence.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So carried.
I do not expect reporting out.
Thank you very much. Council, any comments before I open up public comment? That would be no. And open up public comment. Anybody wish to speak on this item and the added item for litigation? We'll close public comment. Thank you. At this time, we'll recess at 5:32 p.m. and reconvene at 6:30 p.m. for the regular city council meeting. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. We're going to start the meeting at 6:32 p.m. Welcome, all of you. I want to remind everyone, per the city's rules of decorum, all speakers, members of the audience, and council members are to conduct themselves with decorum and not to engage in conduct that interrupts the orderly conduct of the city council meeting. Also, public comment through Zoom may be accepted for the agenda items listed within the consent calendar, public hearing, and discussion calendar sections of the agenda. General public comments will be accepted at the meeting by those physically in attendance at the appropriate time. Tonight, we are very pleased to have Air Force Technical Sergeant E6 Alberto Jimenez to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Mr. Jimenez, please. And if you could please stay when you're done, we have a certificate for you, sir.
Good evening. First responders, police officers, veterans, active, please salute everyone else. Hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the flag which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty, justice for all.
I want that.
Thank you.
Smart, isn't he? Good choice. Much better look in the house. Tell you
Oh, if you like, I grew up in Pasadena, and 1966, I walked into a recruiter's office, and there was an empty chair, and I sat in it. I didn't know it was Air Force, so thank goodness the Army was actually, so that's how I got in the Air Force, just by luck, I enjoyed it. I went to about 11 different countries, traveled quite a bit. I was a jet engine mechanic and moved around a lot. So I really enjoyed my time, my 4 years active reserves. 7 years active reserves and 4 years active during Vietnam and so forth. But that's about it. I'm back in one piece.
Look great.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Got a little certificate here.
Oh,
City of Laverne Certificate of Recognition presented to Alberto Jimenez. This certificate is presented on behalf of the Laverne City Council to Air Force Technical Sergeant E6 Alberto Jimenez with sincere gratitude and appreciation for your dedicated service to our country. Thank you very much. Let's get you in the middle here, sir. Come on over here.
thank you again.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Councilmember Crosby.
Here.
Councilmember Johnson.
Present.
Councilmember Lau. Mayor Pro Tem Castro-Figuita is at the Bonita Unified School District, State of the District, and he'll be here very,
With
very
no
soon.
food?
And there's
No
no
food.
food there. So.
No food, he told us.
And Mayor Hepburn.
Here. Thank you. Tonight we have two presentations. First is the Women's History Month proclamation. Women's History Month is an annual observance to highlight the contribution of women to events in history and contemporary society. Will League of Women's Voter Board member of Laverne resident Gwen Carr please come forward?
In honor of Women's History Month, whereas Women's History Month traces its origins to Women's History Week, first celebrated in 1980 and later expanded by Congress in 1987 to a month-long national observance dedicated to recognizing the achievement of women, and whereas this observance grew from the determined efforts of educators, historians, and community leaders who sought to ensure the accomplishments of women were properly recognized and fully integrated into our nation's history. And whereas throughout history, women have shaped the social, cultural, political, and economic fabric of the United States, often overcoming significant barriers while expanding opportunities for future generations. And whereas honoring the accomplishments and resilience of women enriches our collective understanding of history and inspires future generations to pursue lives of purpose, service, and leadership. And whereas the League of Women Voters was founded in 1920 by leaders of the women's suffrage movement to empower voters, defend democracy, and promote informed civic participation, a legacy that continues today through local chapters throughout the nation. And whereas the City of Laverne recognizes the League of Women's Voters of Mount Baldy area, which has for 106 years upheld this mission in region, empowering to help ensure that every voice is heard in the civic process. Now be it proclaimed by the City of Laverne that the month of March 2026 be recognized as Women's History Month, and we encourage all residents to honor and celebrate the extraordinary achievements, resilience, and enduring contributions of women in the Laverne community and throughout the nation. Dated the 2nd day of March 2026.
He would never give me the mic. I observed for in this. I have observed here in this room for over 7 years, and it was with honor. First, I would like to say the League is very honored to receive this proclamation from the city of Laverne. Okay, it's really an honor for us to have this. Now, I would like to also say that is that our mission is active participation of the citizens in any area, because we want the citizens are the ones that you are working for, that you represent. And that is what our main mission is, active participation of the citizens. And now may I address that sign up there? You know how it got there? The League of Women Voters. When I first started, you asked me, and whenever you give me the mic, I'm always truthful with you. I'm always truthful with you, Tim. When I first started observing, we didn't have that sign that lets you know how the members of the council vote. And we couldn't hear what was going on. Yes, that's true that we did that. And I reported it to the league, and they came and agreed with us that the residents, the citizens of Laverne, should know what's going on during the meetings, because we couldn't hear. And every time I come in here, I look at that sign, and I'm proud. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next presentation item is the Irish American History Month. Irish American History Month is a celebration every March. 1 second, I get my eyes on. Month is a celebration every March that highlights the rich culture and historical contributions of Irish Americans throughout the United States. Mr. Bowen, would you please come forward? I missed the memo. Next month, I promise, for the 16th, I'll wear my green. That's not, okay. Thank you. Thank you. City of Laverne Proclamation. Whereas Irish American Heritage Month is a celebration that highlights the rich culture and historical contributions of Irish Americans throughout the United States. And whereas Irish American Heritage Month, first proclaimed by U.S. Congress in 1991, honors the visionaries and innovators who have shaped our nation's history and continue to influence our collective culture. And whereas the Irish American community contributed their talents and ingenuity to virtually every American endeavor, from industry and science to the arts of literature. And whereas the celebration of the Irish American culture not only strengthens our shared understanding of diversity, unity, and civic pride, but also continues to play a vital role in the shaping of enriching Laverne community. Now be it proclaimed by the City of Laverne that the month of March 2026 be recognized as Irish American Heritage Month. And we encourage all citizens to recognize, celebrate, and support the contributions of Irish Americans fostering a more inclusive and understanding community, dated this second day of March 2026. And Mr. Bowen is also the head of the LVC3 group. And there you go, sir. Thank you. Would you like to?
Actually, I would, but if you don't mind, I'd like to ask Cynthia and Kathy, two honored guests, if you would mind coming up for a moment. This is basically in honor of what, not sure if, I'm sure there's going to be some words later, but we recently had a great member of our community pass, and this is her daughter, her son-in-law, correct? Yeah, Aaron and John, I'm sorry. I just want to say, the Irish came here, basically started coming here in mass in about the 1840s because of the potato famine and the way they were being treated by the British. They came here legally, and they worked hard, and they weren't very well accepted. for years and years. It was hard to get jobs, but they persevered, and they have a great work ethic and became a mainstay of our United States. In fact, if I remember right, 42 out of the current 47 presidents claim to have some sort of Irish heritage. Hopefully, that's a good thing. They also brought their whiskey making to the United States, so that I like. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, all of you.
Thank you, sir.
I grew up in El Sereno. Oh, my goodness, I probably have the mic on. She was an involved girl in Scouts and avid camper. She loved attending sporting events with her father at the LA Coliseum. She was a high school Vail leader and involved with many student body groups. She met her husband, Don, when she was a junior in high school, and they married shortly after graduation in 1956. Together, they welcomed a son in 1958 and a daughter in 1962. I'm sorry, we gave away your age, whatever, you know. Joe was a stay-at-home mom. We didn't hear that. Joe was a stay-at-home mom until the children were in school and they became busy with PTA, YMCA groups, youth football, and Little League baseball. She was the elementary school playground supervisor and was known to handle the toughest of the children with just her whistle. She led her daughter's Indian Princess tribe, was on the youth football board of directors, and could help warm up her son's baseball team while waiting for the coaches to arrive. That does not surprise me at all. Around the mid-'70s, her neighbor and good friend told her about a job opening with the LA Dodgers. Joe wasn't sure wanted a full-time job, but her friend convinced her to apply, and Joe got the job in public relations and special events. Joe loved this new chapter and all that it brought to her life. She put in long hours at the ballpark, spent every March in Vero Beach, Florida, where the team had their spring training. She became friends with many of the players and their families. Her duties brought her in contact with many celebrities. The friendships she formed were so close that a few of the celebrities and several of the players' wives formed a group called the WITS, Women in the Sierras. And for 10 years in a row, they would spend a week in the backcountry of the high Sierras riding on horseback. They'd set up camp, hike, sing, laugh the week away. They had the same guys each year, forging friendships that lasted a lifetime. Joe was an avid water skier. I didn't know that. Wow. Because of her childhood illness that caused a ruptured eardrum and led to hearing loss, she could not get her head wet. She didn't let that stop her. She learned to do a short start, where she would stand in ankle-deep water on one foot and ski on the other. And when the slack in the rope was gone, she was off skiing. That's called whiplash. Up and down the Colorado River she went, and to finish, she would just ski to the shore. come in for a landing and walk right out of the ski, never even fell or got her hair wet. That's amazing. In 2013, while camping trip in Tahoe, Joe's husband Don suffered a stroke. After a lengthy recovery, they realized that he could no longer maintain their long-time home in Temple City. They moved to Foothill Terrace and found comfort in the newfound friendships, neighbors, and involvement in the Laverne City activities. Joe had a patriotic streak that ran deep. She flew a flag at her house every day, stood for the colors, and cried at parades. She would write skits and programs for the children to perform at family campouts on Memorial Day and the 4th of July. The kids always knew they could count on Joe Mama for the rub on patriotic tattoos she had always had for them. She and her husband, Don, were known as the ambassadors of their camping group. Joe loved to travel, whether it was those ladies from her Dodgers years, generational trips with her granddaughters, and great-granddaughters, trips with family, or RVing with Camp Chaos. She loved a great adventure and provided many stories along the way. Her last trip was one of those generational trips. She took a cross-country trip with her daughter, granddaughter, and a great-granddaughter to Florida. They surprised her with a stop at the old Dodgers training facility in Vero Beach, where she reminisced about the good old days. Jo is a strong woman, mom of 2, Grams to her 6 grandchildren, Gigi to her 6 great-grandchildren, and friends to many. She was reunited with her husband, Don, on Valentine's Day. She will be profoundly missed, but lovingly remembered. And I just want to say, too, that when I was running for a campaign, Jo was just, we were talking about before, Aaron and John, she was everywhere, everywhere. Kathy would, I think she drug Kathy along. So, I mean, no matter where it was, whether our building that was going to be a homeless housing situation in San Dimas, or whether it was at the time we had a firefighter issue that was, we had some problems active, whether it was with our public safety, whether with public work, she was an avid person that was always trying to make sure that we did the right thing as a city, and we really appreciate that. I also want to thank Kathy Newland. That was her other mother. I also want to thank Cynthia Tyner, and also the neighbor, also Rick Bowen, Ross Tyner. You guys who knew JoJo was, she was wonderful, and very honored to have her in our city. Thank you. Thank you very much. And you guys don't have to stay any longer. I promise. Seriously, you guys could go. Go have a drink. Or 2. Yeah. Okay. We've got, this is announcements for upcoming community events. I think the chief of police has something he wants to say, and then we'll bring him our other guests. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you for sharing with her. Please. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council members. My announcement today surrounds an OTS grant that we applied for last year, in which we received $65,000. Part of that commitment requires that some of the San Gabriel agencies join forces to provide traffic enforcement and education. So tomorrow, and they'll start roughly around 7 a.m., they'll have a briefing, but you'll see an increased presence in motorcycle officers.
I saw it today already.
Yeah.
On Baseline Road.
Yes.
No. I was going the speed limit. I was not on my phone. I was watching, and there were people doing naughty things, and he pulled them over.
So tomorrow you'll see an increased presence again, but today was our own people. Tomorrow there'll be our own motor officer along with at least 6 to 8 other motorcycle officers.
I love it.
Addressing different areas within the city.
I mean, the schools and some other areas. That's wonderful.
White Avenue and things of that nature. So,
Bowdoin, couple of streets. Okay.
Just get off your phone, slow down, drive careful. So
that's a warning from the chief of police. You will get ticketed.
And real quick, I'll just throw this plug out there. There's also a DUI checkpoint being organized which we'll have on White Avenue here in the month of March, as well as 2 days before. We just celebrated the Irish Heritage Month.
We're going to celebrate after St. Patrick's
Day. We'll also have a DUI saturation to make sure people are not drinking and driving.
And we have a nice, comfy, cozy van now for the DUI recipients.
That is correct, and that is also part of that grant.
Yes. Ooh, that's right.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Appreciate that. Adrian.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and staff. I would like to introduce a few events that will be taking place at Laverne Library. In celebration of Women's History Month, the library will be holding 2 programs. On Wednesday, March 18th at 4, we'll be holding a craft activity for children ages 6 to 12. During this program, children can decorate a bookmark with inspirational quotes from women who have made contributions to history and influence us to this day. And on Saturday, March 21st at 1, we'll hold a program for adults. During this event, participants can celebrate women's history while collaborating with others to complete a Votes for Women jigsaw puzzle, which depicts historical figures who fought for the right to vote. And on Friday, March 20th at 11 a.m., we will hold an interactive musical program for toddlers. The program will be performed by children's author and musician Ashley Mills, who will perform a number of fun stories and songs that encourage toddlers to participate. And also I want to mention that the library will be closed this Thursday on March 5th for an all-staff training day. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Adrian. Appreciate it. Commander Maria McKinney.
Hello, good evening. My name is Maria McKinney. We're having a Veterans Resource Fair and open community house at the VFW on March 7th from 11 to 3. Everybody is welcome. When I say everybody, I mean everybody. The community, veterans, spread the word. This is our second annual such event. Last year was very small, but it was our first. We were learning what to do. Now they reached out to us. A lot of our resources are going to be how to help veterans homelessness. We're going to have military affairs there, VPAN. A lot of the East LA County VSOs are going to be there. We're going to have mobile vet unit as well. So please reach out to everybody you can. I've left some flyers on there, but you can also reach us on our Instagram page and our Facebook page. If you just put in VFW 12034, we will pop up. So once again, if we are all invited, please come on by. And
What time?
11 to 3 p.m., March 7th, this Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so
Appreciate it.
much.
Thank
Appreciate you.
We'll make sure we push that out. Thank you. Any other announcements? Ms. Kalusik, welcome.
Good evening, everybody. Kathy Kalusek, Vice President of our Laverne Historical Society. We have some exciting events coming up. First is a week from tonight. It'll be our community meeting, Monday, March 9th, at the Hillcrest Meeting House. Our presenter, Paul Spitzeri, will entertain us with Cascades of Controversy, the strange story of Orloff, Orlo, and Puddingstone. Dr. Orlo purchased a large section of Puddingstone and announced grand plans for its development, but within a few weeks, he was arrested on an embezzlement charge. I don't know this story, and I'm looking forward to it.
You know, Sherry just digs this stuff up, doesn't she?
She finds it. And Paul's a great
There's always
presenter.
a golden nugget somewhere, isn't there?
Exactly. The meeting starts promptly at 7, but come early. We'll have Sherry's amazing homemade jams and jellies. I actually have a flat with an assortment tonight, so feel free to hit me up. We're happy to sell some of those. We'll have T-shirts, books for sale. Also a great time to join the Historical Society, renew membership. It's 20 for individual, 25 for families, 200 for lifetime. And all the proceeds, we take cash and Zelle. Right now, credit card's kind of a little crazy right now. But all our proceeds, benefits are many restoration and educational projects, events, activities, bronze markers, all the things that we like to do for the community. Then on Sunday, March 15th, from 10 to 1, fly high with the Historical Society at Brackett Airfield, where we'll view vintage planes and visit with members of the Brackett Airmen's Association. And then you can check out the pilot spot for pilot things and souvenir items. I think they sell hot dogs. I think that's a fundraiser for them. Or if you want to have lunch at Norm's Hangar, that's available. That's on your own. But both of these events are open to the public, and they are free to attend. And then coming up, we have a save the date. This is going to be June 20th. We're going to enjoy a wonderful docent-led tour of the Huntington Library. This one is a cost. It's $50, but that will include the bus trip. Supervisor Catherine Barger provides us a bus, and we're going to go out, so it provides transportation, and then it's going to be like a 6-to-1 docent-led tour. So, and then I understand, too, they're going to have artifacts for our 250th USA birthday. So it should be an excellent tour, a good time to come. Going to be like most of the day, because we'll have the docent-led tour, which is like about 90 minutes, and then we'll be on our own to view the grounds and everything. So if you have an interest, do let Sherry know, because we're going to be joining with Covina Historical Society as well. We want to fill the bus. And so there's only 55 spots. So do let us know. sbest@lavernehistoricalsociety.org is where to email her. And of course, she'll be at the next, she's at school district tonight. Also, be sure we've got social media set up now. We got a new Facebook, Instagram. We've got YouTube channels. I think there's some others, but I'm not a social media person. But anyway, so if you can go on, follow us, subscribe to YouTube. There's a lot of interesting videos on YouTube now, I believe, that they've put on. I'm going to leave some flyers on the table over there for these first two events, and I thank you very much.
Thank you, Kathy. Appreciate that. Any other announcements from our audience? We'll go ahead and close announcements, bring it up to the dais. Do we have any announcements on the dais? Okay, I have one. We have you're used to the Taste of Laverne. This is the Toast of the Town. So it's put on by the Laverne Chamber of Commerce, and it's March 4th, Wednesday at 5 p.m. It's $65 a ticket. It's at the Metropolitan, which is 2896 Metropolitan Place, Pomona. And there'll be adult beverages, there'll be food from vendors from the city of Laverne. We've got this. All you have to do is scan the barcode, and then you can pay for your tickets online. And I would highly suggest it's going to be a fun evening, so if you can make it, there you go. Any other? Nothing? We will close the announcements. We'll now move to consent calendar. All items on the consent calendar are routine and will be enacted by one motion unless a member of the city council or member of the audience requests separate discussion or just wants to make a statement on one of the items. Council, are there any requests to pull any items? Mr. Domer, any items for pull?
There were no items pulled, sir.
Nothing? With that, do I have a motion for approval?
Move to approve.
Second. Vote, please.
Motion to approve the consent calendar by Crosby, seconded by Lau. Approved 4-0 with Cashel Vegeta on an approved absence.
Thank you, Council. Since there are no public hearings on the agenda, we'll move on to discussion calendar tonight. There are 3 items on the discussion calendar. First is the consideration of a resolution opposing the Los Angeles County Healthcare Funding Restoration Act and sales tax increase. Senior Manager Domer, please provide us an overview of this issue.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. So, yes, LA County has proposed and placed on the June ballot a proposed half-cent sales tax. It would be a general sales tax, so it only needs 50% plus 1 to pass. This would be based on reductions in federal health care funds. They have put together a spending plan that they say will allocate the funding to health care needs and all that stuff. There's some concern about that. Under the legislative platform, the mayor did send a letter prior to the board meeting, but it was passed 4-1 with Supervisor Barger opposing. So this resolution is brought forward to you so the council can hear from some of the members of the public, but also voice your own concerns. And if approved, we will send this resolution to the Board of Supervisors, and it will become like the city response to this proposed half-cent sales tax.
Thank you, Mr. Domer. I'm going to open up public comment. Any public comment on this item? Seeing none, we'll close public comment, bring up the dais. Mr. Crosby.
I just support this resolution opposing the LA County healthcare funding restoration. The baseline of our tax keeps moving, and they're moving this as well. And I don't believe that the defined on where this money would go. I believe if there's any local taxes, it really stays in Laverne, and our share would not. it would go out through the entire county where the share would not stay here in Laverne as well. So I agree with this opposition.
Not yet. We have to talk first. Mr. Johnson.
Trying to move things along.
There's a thing called discussion, sir.
Okay.
Short and sweet, but
Okay. Well, I support the resolution.
short and sweet. Councilmember Lau. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Well put.
I'm in support, and I appreciate that we're putting on record. Or hopefully will be.
There you go. This is very important that we oppose this. As we found our county supervisors with Measure H and Measure A, we never knew where the money was going, and our cities never received much of it, if any of it. And it was always a fight to try to do that. If it wasn't for the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments pushing for the monies to come into so we could use it for regional housing trusts and things like that to really put it where it really worked. And as we've seen lately, I'd say that there's some corruption going on where we don't know where the monies have gone, and I think that we don't need to cap ourselves out on a half-cent sales tax where it's a general sales tax, which means they can use it for what they say they're going to, but they can divert it to anything they want to. And I cannot do that any longer. We need to let it known. And there's a lot of cities that have already opposed this, and I think there's going to be more and more as they come forward. So I also approve of this, and I appreciate my council's moving on this, and we need to get to the Board of Supervisors to let them know. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Vote, please.
Item 5 of the discussion calendar, motion by Johnson, seconded by Crosby, and approved 4-0 with Cashelvagita being absent.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, have our next is, we have our second discussion item, the consideration of historical civic engagement opportunities, Route 66 Centennial in United States semi-quincentennial. Senior Manager Domer, please call forward the staff member who will be reporting on this.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to call forward Andrea Blockinger, make this presentation.
Andrea.
Okay.
Got it? Perfect. All right. Well, good evening, Mayor, City Council, City staff, and residents here tonight. This evening, I will be presenting on the historic civic engagement opportunities we have throughout 2026. There's two key programmings that are happening this year. It's the Route 66 Centennial, and instead of trying to pronounce semi-quincentennial, I think I did pretty good, numerous times, I am going to be calling it America 250. That is what they have listed on their website. Sounds a lot nicer. While the celebrations are occurring throughout the year, we wanted to make sure that we brought this to council as soon as we could to make sure we start programming and planning before the year flies by this year. For tonight's discussion, we're looking at preliminary concepts and asking for council's feedback on programming, make sure that we're aligning with council's goals and priorities. So some background context around the programming. We want to make sure we're honoring the nation's history while also highlighting Laverne's role in shaping the nation, but also the region in the area. We want to make sure that we're boosting economic development. This is a great opportunity to assist with our local businesses, but also increase community engagement through this programming. We also want to make sure that we develop deeper partnerships with community groups such as the Chamber of Commerce, Historical Society, who can really help us with this programming. We want to make sure that overall the concepts and events that we put together align with the nation's initiatives, and we'll dive deeper into those further. We also want to make sure we're prioritizing low-cost programming considering our budget right now, and one of the reasons why we're bringing it forward tonight is just make sure we align with our budget planning for the next fiscal year. Okay. So the first one, America 250, on their website, they have 3 key initiatives that we want to make sure we align with. The first is being America's stories. Through that, they want to highlight the unique perspectives across the nation and those who have helped shape our history. The next one, America's field trip, they want to make sure that we highlight iconic landmarks across the nation, encouraging residents to visit them. And here in Laverne, we have some unique landmarks that we'd love to share. With America Gives, they're looking to set a record of volunteerism in a year. And so I think we can easily align with these initiatives. We've had some preliminary concepts. I'll pause. Cash is here. Hi, Cash. Hi. So aligning with America 250 planning, we've discussed internally some concepts that we think are cost-effective but also have a great impact in the community. So for America's Stories, we'd love to do a social media campaign highlighting historic figures and landmarks that have helped shape Laverne into what it is today. For America's Field Trips, it's a very similar concept, but we'd love to do walking tours of Laverne, look at those public spaces, the arts, the fact that we are one of 2 cities in California with a Liberty Bell. Why is that? Let's get into the history there. And also have an open house at city facilities. Absolutely. For America Gives, we are thinking about different volunteer initiatives. I know the Laverne Chamber of Commerce is looking to have, I think, a cleanup event this year, and it would be a great time to have a partnership with them and do some volunteer opportunities as well. I know additionally with the 4th of July celebration, I think they're having some discussions about how to loop in America 250. So outside of these 3 initiatives, there's ways to continuously support the semi-quincentennial celebration. We're also looking at potential street sign toppers and other ways to decorate the city to really celebrate in style and also add additional American flags throughout the city this year. For the Route 66 Centennial, on their website, they have a variety of programs and initiatives. The key one is car shows, of course. When you think of Route 66, you think of those classic cars that cruise through. Something we have to take into consideration with Route 66 Foothill is Caltrans right-of-way. So we've talked internally about maybe we do it on an arterial that connects with Foothill. Maybe we find a commercial space that's flexible to work with us. But that's a semi-low-cost thing that we could definitely do this year. Additionally, there are some landmarks that we can add to Route 66. On the top right corner, it's a little small, but this is a monument campaign they're doing this year. They're trying to see how many monuments they can get along the way. There is kind of a hefty price tag with that one, but there's other low-cost ways that we can put signage throughout our city, adding the Route 66 logo to our street signs, maybe have some banners. But these are all some concepts we can do to really highlight the centennial, not semi-quincentennial. So before we dive into discussions on this, I just wanted to remind that these are all preliminary. The things you've seen are not final. That's why we wanted to discuss here tonight. And our goal is based on the discussion. Within a month or so, we'll come back to council with a more solidified concept so we can implement it, make sure we push it out to residents, have a mailer notifying them of how to get involved and partake in the programming. At this time, if you guys have any feedback, questions, I'm here. And then we'll make sure to bring it back at a later date for you guys.
And Mr. Mayor, one of the things we want to emphasize is the partnership. So, of course, we want to partner with like Laverne Historic Society on a lot of history issues and other community groups that are there for just anything that we can do to highlight it, especially with the fact that we are one of 2 cities in California, one of 100 in the United States that has a replica Liberty Bell is amazing. And again, it's 250th year. So staff knows I've been wanting to do something significant with the Liberty Bell. We can ring it. It's pretty heavy, so I'm not sure we can move it. But with our parade and the Liberty Bell, there needs to be a tie-in. So, yeah, we do want to increase the partnership and welcome people's opportunities to provide us comments, not just tonight, but going forward.
And one final note I wanted to add. In the agenda report, we do talk about some of the hard costs that will be associated with doing this programming, but all the city staff time, it'll be absorbed into existing budgets. We want to make sure that we're able to kick off this programming and make this year a successful celebration of these 2 milestones.
Thank you, Andrea. We'll do a public comment, and then we'll bring you back up if we need you. We're going to go to open up public comment. Anyone wish to speak on this item? Yes. Commander.
Good evening. Just let us know we're ready. That's all I want to say.
We're going to mark your name down here. Okay.
Yeah, you have our full support.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Anyone else wish to speak on this item? We're going to close public comment, bring it up to the dais. Councilmember Lau.
Sure. Just a couple of thoughts. I know you're going to be reaching out to community organizations to partner, which I absolutely commend. I just want to add a few. I know you probably already thought of them, but if you could just add them to your list. But the DIBID, the University of Laverne, there is an archivist and the librarian that you could also talk to about some of the history. Professor Al Clark has an oral history project that he's been doing for quite some time, and he's interviewed quite a few people at Hillcrest, but he may have information about Route 60, or that would be pertinent to Route 66. And if we can really just figure out ways that we can drive business into the area, especially for the celebration. But I think building up business here would be great. So thank you.
Councilmember Crosby.
Thank you. I really do appreciate all the different ideas. I am really for like the street sign and the banners, the large monument, maybe not so much with our budget and issues, but I think showing our pride through there. And then also with the America 2050, because I am no way going to say that. We have just quality residents and veterans that we should be highlighting through this entire time, and appreciate what our city does. And all I know is that the 4th of July parade is going to be a very big event for the entire city this year. So as much as we can do for that during that day is going to be something our residents will not ever forget.
You can't say semi-quincentennial? Councilmember Johnson. American 250.
What? I think it's a great idea.
There you go.
You know, it's not going to bring back the drive-in theater.
No.
Well, what if we don't?
Keep that in the purse.
But I'm all for the idea. I like it.
Thank you, Councilmember Cash. Mayor Pro Tem Cash, welcome.
Thank you, and I appreciate it.
Thank you for supporting the State of the District address. Thank you, sir.
Oh, absolutely.
Even though you didn't have any food.
It's always a great honor. It's always a great honor. Thank you all for allowing me to go and attend and be here today. Sir, sorry I missed you. But we'll definitely
It's the most
see you
amazing
soon.
thing you've ever seen.
God bless you. God bless you and your family, sir, for your service. Appreciate you. Thank you very much again. On street banners, I just had I had an idea, and I periodically steal other ideas from other cities. But I really like this idea. What I saw today was honoring on the street banners we used to have for the veterans during that time. Maybe we can bring that back during certain years, Memorial Day or Veterans Day. Put up the street banners. More so, if we can do collaboration with Benita Unified School District, Damien High School, and Cal Baptist School for the seniors that graduate. I saw posters throughout the city, other cities, of their seniors that graduated, their photo, and where they're going. Is that something maybe we can look into, just to see if we can do collaboration with the Unified School Districts?
Yeah. On another note, yes.
Yes, thank you. That's all for the street banner.
Thank you. I'm in
Start off
agreement.
our 250 years.
I like the banners. I like the signs. I think a $30,000+ monument probably would be a little too much, but we are under budget constraints. But I'm sure we could partner with many other different organizations. And what a wonderful presentation, Andrea. Thank you so much. With that, do I have a motion? It's a motion. Oh, that's not what it says, but that's fine. Just we want us to move forward. Thank you very much, and we're all in agreement. We're moving forward. Thank you very much. Okay, we don't need that. Our third discussion item is a review and approval of revisions to Administrative Regulation Number 215 Investment Policy. Receive and file Administrative Regulation Fund Loan Policy. City Manager Domer, please call forward the staff member who reporting would be Christy Lopez. Thank you.
Yes.
Christy's in the house.
Good evening. So tonight I'm going to present a couple recommendations. The first is to review and approve the revisions to Admin Regulation Number 215, which is the investment policy. That is required to be presented to council annually, and really that investment policy updates our policy to align with the regulations that the state provides. The second one, which I'll spend a little more time on, is to receive and file the Administrative Regulation Fund Loan Policy and direct the city manager to finalize and implement the administrative regulation. At its February 18th meeting, the Finance Commission reviewed both of these policies. including the fund loan policy, which again is just a review, and then also looking at the new policy that's being presented to you tonight. The fund loan policy really came about with the water and sewer rate study. It has been identified that the water fund will need a short-term loan from the sewer fund in order to maintain cash flows. And while the city has done similar fund loan policies or similar fund loans in the past, we do not have an established policy. And so this is trying to put in some regulations to make sure that we have guidelines to follow. And so all of those, any loans in the future would still have to come back to council. This really is just setting all of those guidelines of how we determine the interest and those types of regulations to make sure that we're following that. And with that, if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. But the first one is pretty straightforward, and the second one is also pretty straightforward.
Thank you, Director Lopez. We'll open up public comment. Do we have any public comment on this item? That would be no. We're going to close public comment, bring it up to the dais. Councilmember Crosby.
Policies and procedures are a good thing. Thank you for setting them up for us.
Councilmember Johnson.
I believe
What he said.
I believe we need this. We need to get this in the records.
Councilmember Lau.
Ditto.
Mayor Pro Tem Cash.
No, thank you. That's why we have you. You're awesome.
I will say we had some policies in place, and before we put the 215 trust in place, and since then we have arranged our investments in a proper fashion, getting our interest, being able to use that interest for items that are very important. But I think rules and regulations on any investment policy when it comes to our money and our residents' money, it's extremely important. I think you did a very good job. Thank you to the Finance Commission and also your staff and yourself for putting these together. And I really like the red lines, and I like the clean version. It really states it. It really helps and pulls it out. But you guys have done a great job. I think it's well overdue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second?
Second.
Vote, please.
Sorry about that. Item 7, motion by Johnson, seconded by Lau, and approved 5-0 with Cash of the Gita here.
Hey.
Cash is in the house. Thank you very much. There's no other business tonight, so we will move on to public comment. This is the time set aside for anyone wishing to address the City Council on items not listed on the agenda, but within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. The Brown Act prohibits the City Council from engaging in discussion on any item not on the posted agenda. Your concerns may be referred to staff or placed for discussion at a later date. There is a 3-minute time limit for public comments. At this time, those wishing to speak can come to the podium. I have Mr. Jay Bernard. Come on up. How are you, sir? Good evening.
So,
I don't know who, I've talked to many people about the light.
Yes. Go ahead.
On Arrow Highway, if you're heading west, the light that doesn't change green. It's a left turn signal, and all they do is make a U-turn there, and it never turns green. So I talked to the rail pros. They passed it on the Hewitt, I think it is, the contractor.
Hewitt Parsons, yeah.
And then I haven't talked to them yet, but everybody's making the U-turn with the red against the red light, and you got oncoming traffic coming east. So eventually something's going to happen. If they put in a flashing yellow light with the sign "Caution, oncoming traffic," then the light, because you can't make a left turn, you go right into the classic car 15-foot driveway, and you would hit my car. But you know,
you work there.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It's going to be a major accident when coming out of the metro when that really gets packed and all that. And the other issue I have is anybody living on the east side of White Street trying to make a left turn or come out on the White Street from 6th Street. There's no way, because the guy right there has got high shrubbery you can't see coming north traffic coming from White Street. So,
We're taking it down. Thank you.
okay. And the one, same on the I Street, going on to Bonita, the guy on the corner's got high brush there that you
Can't
can't
see.
see. But that's it.
Thank you very much. And I know that we had a conversation, and it's basically they have some issues that they're still working on, but we'll make sure we get a hold of
Okay,
Metro.
yeah, because it's going to get real dangerous when the traffic starts.
Thank you.
Anyway, thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Any other public comment? Mr. Swain.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council. I want to report back on our Rustic Canyon Estates Firewise Community Meeting last Tuesday. I consider it a great success. I was honored to have, we had Chief Coatney was there, Fire Marshal Fred St. Ange was there, Risk Reduction Officer Lonnie Shipman was there, our illustrious mayor was there, and we had a good turnout from our community.
10% off. 10% off your insurance.
There you go.
Yeah. That's big time these days.
But we had really good discussions on what it means to have home hardening effects or processes and procedures in place. But now that we have our 3-year plan approved and communicated out to our neighbors, now it's the implication of those policies, and we'll be out there working with all the different events that the city has, and we'll be part of the communication message and show up like National Nights Out and things like that, communicating. But my best way of communicating is I walk up and down the streets every day and talk to the neighbors, catch them doing yard work or something like that. But,
or walking dogs.
Yeah, walking the dogs. But very pleased to actually, after all this time, to be at that part where, and I want to call out that the owners of X2O restaurant, Alex and Wynn Manogian, they gave us they own a facility there, the central reception hall there next to the restaurant, and so we use that as our community meeting hall. It worked out great to have a place where we could all come and gather, and wanted to do it in the actual community, but you never know about weather this time of year and that kind of stuff, so we were able to set it up. It worked out wonderfully. But anyways, I want to thank everybody that was involved in that and your support. The fire department was there in full force and really helped a lot to get the message out. Again, talked about home hardening, but we also talked about insurance, and that's really growing as a policy debate. But there's lots sorts of laws that are being implemented now, and we'll get more on that in the next couple of months to come. But thank you.
Thank you, Raymond. Again, thank you for all your efforts, too. And that 10% off on insurance, I love it. Thank you. Any other public comments? Ms. Tyner.
Okay, I have two things I want to say. One is silly, and one is not so silly at all. I wear this shirt today that says "Prone to Shenanigans and Malarkey" in honor of my little friend Joe Wetton. She was always up for lots of shenanigans, and maybe sometimes sprinkled with a little bit of malarkey. The other thing that I wanted to say is on Joe Wetton's behalf. Joe had spent several years where she's come up here and requested something be done about the sound system because she was very difficult of hearing. So much to the point that near the end of her days, she didn't come to a few of the meetings because she just couldn't hear anyway. So my request is if something in her honor, if something could be done regarding the speaker system, because my hearing is fine, and sometimes I have difficulty. Things sound maybe a little bit muffled and just not clear when you're out there. That's all.
Thank you, Cynthia. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Any other public comment? We're going to go ahead and close public comment, bring it up to dais. Councilmember Lau.
Just a couple of things I wanted to share out. If you'll recall, the Mental Health Services Act is changing to the Behavioral Health Services Act. So this is going to be a shift in how California invests in care for mental health and substance use services. The BHSA will prioritize service for individuals with the most significant behavioral health needs, as well as substance use treatment and housing interventions. It also requires that all counties in California develop a 3-year integrated plan through an inclusive community planning process to make sure that there's meaningful public participation and oversight. So there are going to be 2 community forums being held in the upcoming days. One is virtual, which is taking place tomorrow from 12 to 1:30. It's being hosted by Tri-City Mental Health. There is a Zoom meeting link if you go to their website. I believe we have included it on our social media for the city of Laverne as well. And I don't know if it's on our website or not, but you can find the link there. The other date that they currently have on calendar is for Thursday, March 5th. This is an in-person one. It's from 5:30 to 7, and it'll take place at the MHSA Administrative Office of Tri-City, which is located at 2001 North Gary Avenue. And if you need transportation assistance, interpretation services, there's also information on how you can get that. So if you'd like to be able to participate, it's really important. But this is the Behavioral Health Services Act is the updated framework for planning, funding, and delivering behavioral health services. And so these updates and expansions are supposed to help better meet current community needs, but they need everybody's input on how that should be effectuated. And so since we are part of Tri-City Mental Health, this is an opportunity for our community and our city to weigh in on how we think these funds should be allocated, because it is a shift from how they were being allocated previously under the Mental Health Services Act. So the BHSA hopes to strengthen the behavioral health system by expanding the scope of services, prioritizing individuals with the most significant behavioral health needs, supporting prevention, early intervention, treatment, housing, and recovery, increasing accountability, transparency, outcomes, et cetera, and integrating multiple funding sources. So again, it's really important. I know sometimes you're like, what is this? Like, why should I go or why should I learn about it? These are the 2 dates for this week, but we did have our Tri-City Mental Health meeting last week, and we did request that they try to find more dates and times at different dates and times in different places so that more people could participate and be involved, because it is, like I said, it is a big shift in what has been previously done. And so it'll be important for us to weigh in on that, especially because, we're sharing services with Claremont and Pomona, and our needs are not always the same because our demographics are different, our resources are different. So again, there's a virtual one tomorrow and then an in-person one Thursday night. They're also looking for commissioners for the Mental Health Commission. They extended the deadline for applications to March 31st. So again, if you go to the Tri-City Mental Health website, you can find the link for the applications. And again, really important, there is representation from Pomona and from Claremont, and I do believe we still have someone from Laverne, but it would be, again, really important if we could get more representation, especially to represent different demographics of our city, because you don't want it all to be the same type of response or information. So if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them separately, or again, you can go to the Tri-City Mental Health website, but I do think it's really important that our voice is heard and that we're represented. So please take a look at that. And then I also wanted to share that, believe it or not, we had our first 4th of July meeting already. So I know it seems really early,
No, it's not.
but Candace, we're on it. So we're working on making sure that it's really successful. This year, July 4th is on a Saturday. So we are trying to encourage people early on. This is the place to be. You don't want to go out of town. You want to come to the parade. You want to see the fireworks. So get ready to get your tickets and participate. It should be a really good time. Maybe enter a float if you have an organization or something you'd like to show off. So if you're interested, you can find more information on that coming out shortly as well. And if you are so inclined, we are always looking for sponsors. The 4th of July does not take place without funds from many people. We've got businesses that have traditionally supported us. We have individuals who have traditionally supported us. But that money goes to help pay for the fireworks, for the band, for all of the fun things that you like to see during the 4th of July. So please consider making a sponsorship, getting your name out there. If you're maybe a proprietor of a business or an organization, we'd love to have, be able to shout you out to the rooftops. And then similarly, coming up in May, which seems like it's far away, but it's not, May 2nd is the University of Laverne Scholarship Gala. The proceeds from that event go to student scholarships. And so, with the state of the economy and everything that's going on, for people to be able to afford education, it does take a village. So come party with us. It'll be at the Sheraton this year. It's going to be a good time. We're honoring the ULV women's volleyball team for their national championship run this year. And so it'd be a chance to meet some of our amazing students and some of the amazing people in our community. So if you want more information on that, I'm happy to share it, or you can find it on the laverne.edu website. So with that, that is it. Have a great week.
Thank you, Councilmember Lau. Mayor Pro Tem Cash.
You did an amazing job there, Wendy. How do you beat that? Oh, yeah. So I had a great opportunity again to go in today to the state of the district, and one thing I'm happy to report is that we have another school within the Benita Unified School District that's the California Distinguished School, and that's just amazing to me to see our education system here in our community just thriving and growing. Another important aspect is to understand that this is going to be a heavy mosquito season. With the amount of rains that we've had, please, if you can't stand those bugs, start to spray now. All right, tip and toss. Right, we always say tip and toss, tip and toss. So be cognizant of that. And last but never the least, Laverne Police Officers Association is hosting the 2026 golf tournament. It's going to support amazing police explorers in the K-9 Foundation. So if you're an avid golfer, an amazing golfer like myself and the mayor, you'd like to join our team, we'd love to have you there. We'd love to have you there. Come for an amazing
I have so much
surprise.
dust on my clubs, I can't see my clubs. What's the date on that?
That's gonna be April 20th. So we have a little bit of time, but we don't have time.
Sponsorships available still?
Sponsorships are available. So we
For
have
some
platinum,
single.
for some platinum, gold, silver. You know what? I'm gonna
Or
have
gifts to
them-
donate to their raffle. Is that correct?
We need donations. We need whatever we can. Every year, success, and looking forward to making it better each and every single year. And with that, Mayor, God bless you and this great city, and thank you.
And we have food for you in the back. 'Cause you
Thank
didn't
you.
get any extra where you were.
Gotta have food. I'm starving.
Councilmember Crosby.
Thank you. Yes, Cash, I know you went to the State of the Schools. Thank you for representing us there. They decided to have the meeting when we were having a council, but it's all right. I know that they've been speaking a lot about trying to put a bond on, and if that does come, then I would like to make sure that we just put in an opposition to a sales tax about the county, but I would like to bring that for discussion as a council, so we could be one word if our council agrees to either be represent for, which I am, or against if that's what the council
Once it gets
decides.
put on their calendar
Once
which should be in the next week or so, they should be voting on that,
Then
correct?
moves back to us, please.
Right, very good.
There's an amazing sports league here in Laverne, and it's something that not many people talk about, or people might not even know. We have it's called the Autism Spectrum Athletics. They play out of Wheeler Park, and they have signups for their spring baseball, t-ball and baseball. It's ages 4 to 18. Their games are on Sundays at Wheeler Park, and their motto is where amazing and awesome happen. And so it is just great event where kids are just allowed to be themselves and play the sports that their maybe brothers or sisters play, and that they get to play the way that they play. The signups are until they close on Sunday, March 15th, and there's still about 75 spots left. The cost of registration is $140 per player. Now, I want to make sure and let everyone know they do not have fundraisers. They don't ask for any more money from you, so it's not like other sporting events where you sign up and they're asking you for money all the time. That does not happen. It is $140 and for the event, and it is a great thing. And if you just want to go somewhere and on your Sundays when it starts, that is a place to go. It's down at Wheeler Park. So it is an amazing thing. Their website is www.autismspectrumathletics.org, and that's where you can sign up for their sports league. The last thing is our city. We are a small city, but I believe we are a very diverse, big city, over 30,000 residents. And it's amazing the proclamations that we make for and do each month. But what I propose is that we look for people that maybe have never been represented before and bring up. And so where we get a diverse amount of people, that's to our chambers as well, and really honor people there. And I believe that's what we should do through our proclamations.
We will. Staff heard that one, so we're good. Thank you. Councilmember Johnson.
I'd like to thank our Public Works Director, Danny Wu. Danny, it seems like that traffic light at A Street is working a lot better now. It's not blocking the Arrow Highway traffic nearly as much. Just wanted to say thank you. That's it.
Go ahead.
Just remembering Joe.
Yes, thank you.
Amazing resident. She kept me in line.
Oh, yeah, she did.
And everything she always would sit and talk to me was from her heart and just true, and you had to listen because when she said something, it mattered. So appreciate Joe.
Thank you, Rick. We had talked about, and thank you, Raymond, that was a great meeting on the Firewise community. We are going into our season again, which we never leave our fire season, so please clear your homes. Make sure your hoses are in good shape. Make sure you have generators on hand for power outages. Make sure that you have cleared dead brush. Make sure your smoke detectors work in your house, please. Test them now. If you can't afford those, the Red Cross has a program that will bring smoke detectors to your house. Just go online. It's very important. We had not a fire, but a smoke fire. It was just smoke, and my neighbor across the street, they were cleaning some plastic lids from the, what are those Stanley Cups? The plastic, they had them in the stove, and she forgot about them. She comes running out of the house, and the house was engulfed in white smoke. Guess how many smoke detectors worked? 0. Okay? That is the cheapest insurance for notification. And the Kidda smoke alarms are probably the best you can buy. They're not cheap, but again, if you can't afford them, but they also have a 10-year battery life and a 10-year life. I suggest an electric one if you have it with a battery backup, which all of them have now, or go ahead with in each room. Each room should have a smoke detector. Hallway should have smoke detectors. It's such a cheap insurance to save lives. So that could have been devastating. The fire department was there within 3 minutes, was able to blow the stuff out. But we're fire season. We're never going to leave fire season now. Get your houses cleared out. Get your stuff done. Get your gutters cleared out. Also, I want to say that we had a softball game last week, Wednesday. San Dimas staff against the Laverne staff. We kicked their butt, by the way, just so you know. And I was
still mad about it.
I was going to go early, and I was so enamored with. There was a number of people on the field, everybody from any staff member could play, and we had some incredible softball players. You could tell they were softball players. I mean, we have a brand new hire from one of the employees that's on the team. They were hitting the balls out beyond the field out there. And what was the score, Devon? 13-7. Not that we were paying attention, but it was really nice the fact that two cities got together. They had City of San Dimas had hot dogs, and it was just a great crowd, great pictures. I took a huge group picture. It was a lot of fun, but we did beat them. Other than that, but
we got the mug, right?
We got the mug.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Other than that, everybody, please check your smoke detectors. We're getting into that season again. And I appreciate all your...
and Mr. Mayor, I forgot one
yes.
announcement.
Yes.
It's a certain person's birthday. Okay. Isn't it Cash's birthday? There is.
Oh!
I really wanted to call in sick.
Well, you know what that means, don't you?
Oh, here we go.
On 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Cash. Happy birthday to you. And many more.
Does this look like the face of someone that turned 50?
Sadly, you could be my child. Oh, my God. With that, thank you all for attending. We are adjourning at 7:45 p.m. Thank you all.